Yo yo, what is up, gamers? It's been a bit. I haven't really been sure what to upload per se because I don't know. I just I already beat all the bosses, and if I were gonna to play them now, it would probably be total pushovers because either people are starting to actually get up to par on content where they have like end game stuff, or I would just be playing a character I enjoy, which both characters I enjoy, have fully maxed out builds. So no matter what I do, the game's kind of just a pushover for me now. It doesn't mean there aren't cool bosses, but I don't know. I haven't really come up with a creative idea as to how I'd want to showcase me playing the game at all, because I feel it'd just be kind of difficult. But in the meantime, I have learned a few things here and there, and by few I mean like quite literally. I just have like three things to showcase and talk about. One's been a bit of a personal project related to the game, and the other two were just curiosity that finally struck. Um, I think what I might start off with is what's it called? Dodge canceling. So I learned that you can use dodges to cancel attacks. While I'm talking about this, I will probably showcase me playing Narmaya and showcasing her charge attack doing this. I know she's a pretty popular character, so a lot of people will probably recognize that. Um, and I saw people have been doing the damage checks where they're like, oh, I hit this damage amount when I use 60 seconds of training. And I saw someone doing it on Vasaraga and canceling like into his charge attacks by just rolling, and I was so confused. So I managed to figure out that all you do is you press the attack button and dodge immediately, and I guess just pressing the attack button counts as doing the attack. So dodging cancels it. I'm gonna guess it's a mechanic that's very slightly useful, if even hardly any useful. Um, I don't know. I'm not some like super sweat who would do this consistently. If I do this, it would probably just be like, ooh, I'm gonna show it off. But I don't personally feel like it's gonna be that insane of a feature. At least not for everyone. Maybe some characters will make good use out of it, but um, I don't think it's like the most game breaking thing. I just think it's a little interesting. Um, the other thing, somewhat related to that, is I was curious about supplementary damage. So I have this Excel spreadsheet that I've been doing things related to the game in, and what's it called? The supplementary damage is apparently 20% of the initial hit, is what I found. And I don't know, just thought that was kind of interesting. There's not really much more for me to say about that. It's pretty straightforward. You do a certain amount of damage, it does 20% added damage. So if an easy one to take in is you do 100,000 damage, then your supplementary damage will always be 20,000. There's no like in between. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of cool. Every time I triggered a supplementary hit, I always wondered just how impactful is a supplementary hit. So you would need 5 supplementary hits to equal out to a normal hits amount of damage. But I think it's still good to have. It's just a little more damage. Um, I do wonder. I mean, I think anyone can make really good use out of it, especially heavy hitters. But the real meat of what I'm here to talk about today is my little pet project I've been doing. Now, with how just kind of draining and honestly just mind off boring it is, I do wonder if I'll continue it. I probably should to get a better rate. I mean, I am on my 4th experiment, so I guess that's something. But I've basically just been trying to calculate what the prismatic slime chance is, and amongst my farming, I've been starting to try and throw a few other things in there. So far, it's looking pretty rough, like just rates and stuff in general. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. You do get a lot of stuff for doing this, so it's not like it's completely down the drain. But after you've done it so many times, it's like how valuable, like the stuff you get from it no longer really has much meaning to it. But I am really surprised that we're 116 questions and we're looking at about 2.5% rate, which honestly I think the rate's probably realistically closer to 1. The first run I had is kind of an outlier, but yeah, that's. I did start doing this after already having killed like 4 slimes, so I really wish I had those on the table here. that would have put me much closer to my goal, because I think 10 would be good. I just have 14 because I randomly dragged this down as much as I could. But I think 10 to 5 or 10 would be an okay amount, just because of the sheer amount of quests that you end up having to do sometimes. I also decided to calculate the hours, or the time, whatever. Um, I still need to think more if I could actually turn the time into like a more feasible literal time instead of just a decimal number. Because that's currently, I did the math, it's 4 hours and 12 minutes. It's 12 here is calculating that. Which, that's a lot of time. An average time per kill, 4 hours and 12 minutes. Yikes. Because, yeah, I just took this timer here of an approximate 4.5 minutes per quest. And that's including when you start it, when you get into it, when you finish it, because sometimes not everyone like immediately finishes the quest. Honestly, 4 minutes might be more in tone. I might try doing 4 minutes instead, but it was just kind of an approximation, because the quest itself is 3 minutes long exactly. But there's still like a half minute maybe before you get to the quest screen, the end screen, or maybe like 15 seconds. So I was trying to account for all that nonsense. And then over here, I recently brought this in. I just took 5 quests, took the mastery points gained and the rupees gained, divided it by 5, so, like added them all, divided by 5, and then just use that number as an average for what you might get per quest, and added it up here, and then same thing. I just took this and divided it by the current experiment finished. Once I pile on more quests, or once I'm done with it, I'd probably just do it by like 5 or whatever I finish with, if I even do finish with this, because yeah, this is dreadful to do. I was really excited to do this initially, but like, after quest 116, it's like, am I really gonna be doing this for 1,000 quests straight? I don't know. Well, we'll see. Maybe not. I'm just happy to have this information. I thought it was really intriguing, since prismatic slimes are very helpful in like maxing things out. So you really just need to get lucky. I mean, you get 5 Azura Splendors, and I think that's the biggest deal of the slimes, because that is 5 sigil maxes right there. You can max out 5 sigils for free, no cost, except to your own time, and that's it. And on top of that, doing this quest, even if you don't get the slimes, you make a ton of money, and you get a ton of mastery points. So if you still need to finish out mastery trees, or you just want another character you're interested in, you don't need to worry about it if you're farming this quest, because to my knowledge, roughly 30,000 is enough to max out an offensive and defensive mastery tree, maybe like 35, 40,000. So you can get that pretty easily just by doing this, because this is an average, remember. Like, look at this. 64 quests done, I almost had 100k. And also, when you do get a prismatic slime kill, it drops 10,000, and it drops an ambrosia, which is 15,000. So you just make it 25,000 right there. So honestly, like, there are a lot of benefits to this, but it's just such a hassle. You also get Damascus ingots. You can look up the slime drops if you need to. They drop a lot of really nice goodies, but it's just a matter of getting them. And I was kind of curious, because before I started this little experiment, I thought I was getting them actually surprisingly a lot more often than I thought I would. So I was curious what the drop rate was, and that's how I ended up where I am right now. I'm really baffled that what's it called? That it is a 2.59%, because I swear it took me way less than 64. I mean, I think that might be a bit of an outlier run for me too, but who knows? Maybe it really is like close to a 1% spawn rate. This is just an average, so I can't know it. Or, well, I guess kind of an average. It just takes the total kills divided by the quest completed. But yeah, I think that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. I wish I had more trivia to share, but I feel like most people have kind of got things figured out and already have like sorted videos for that stuff. So I just wanted to post this to kind of tell what I've been up to recently. So yeah, that's I think that's kind of it. Next up, I'm not sure what I'll be doing, but hopefully it's something I am having a great time with. We'll see. I've wanted to do a Vasaraga video because I think he's a lot of fun, but as I've mentioned, bosses are total pushovers. I could do like, I know it's kind of a low power level, but I could do the base game final boss, like not the final boss once you're done with the story, but like I could do the story final boss, and that thing would like actually take me like 3 minutes to run. It's ridiculous. And when you're like at level, that thing takes like 10 minutes. But I don't know. It's hard for me to like do content because it's just such a pushover. But I don't know. I'll try and figure something out. Maybe we'll see, or I'll just do something else, or maybe continue Sea of Stars. Who knows? But yeah, that's all my trivia. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.